Yeah, getting ready for the web show.
Beep, 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 beep. Oh, he's here. Yo!
Hey, Kevin, it's Matt. Let me out.
Dope, come up.
Yeah, going to Kevin's for the web show. It's gonna be awesome.
Hey! What's going on out there? Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you very much.
This is Funniness is a Warm Gun, our web TV show that we do.
Mm-hmm.
And us, or we, being Kevin Drewberg and...
Matt Orchard.
Yeah, so we've done... This is our second dip into the audio and visual medium.
That's right. Yep. So this is episode 2, or depending on which way you want to look at it, it's episode 4.
Or 5, if you want to go back.
5, if you really want to go OG.
Yeah, so we had one original crazy podcast, which maybe thankfully we can't find. Mm. Then we revived it with two other audio podcasts.
Which I thought were quite good.
Me too. And then we flipped off into the video, which was last week, and this is our second week of video.
Second week, yep.
Improvements happening. We got some... we've got this... Where are we this week?
Well, we decided that we wanted to go to a new location, kind of, spice it up a little bit, and so we've decided to bring you the second or fourth or fifth episode of Funniness is a Warm Gun from...
Live and direct.
Egypt. Boom! Oh! Now, it is kind of hot here in Egypt, so that's why we might look a little bit sweaty. I think we should probably get a makeup department.
Yeah, well, maybe episode 6 we can update
I
to
look
that.
okay looking at myself on the biggest head.
Oh, here we go, here we go.
But it's hot in Egypt, so what are we going to do?
And hopefully the visual image is going to be a lot better quality from last week. We've upgraded
it is a bit sharper, yeah.
Got some lights and stuff happening.
Hopefully audio will be a bit better. I think last week I had the microphone a bit too far from my mouth here. At certain points, maybe you needed to speak up a little bit.
Yeah.
How now, brown cow?
You live and learn. So we got that. And also...
clarity.
We've got this fan that sounds as loud as a helicopter propeller, so we've turned that off this week, and that's why it's so hot out here in the dunes of Egypt.
Partially because it's Egypt, partially because of the fan.
And we had to turn that off, yeah. So... What do? We tell people about current events and about things that have crossed our life path, and we basically just brain dump.
Yeah. Try and bring people up to speed, put some new ideas out there.
Yeah.
Analysis.
Can I just say something, like, just before we start? So I want people to tell us what they want us to talk about, because like we could, we don't need a camera, we could just talk about whatever the hell we want. Just for hours on end.
Yeah.
But I think if people are interested to know our thoughts on whatever subject they want to or need to know, the best way for them to do it is to, I suggest, tweet.
And Funniness is a Warm Gun has a Twitter account now. We were telling you last week that we were going to look into it. We looked into it. Not only we looked into it, we got it done.
Yep. We get results around here.
Mm-hmm. So you can go to @FIAWG, so FIAWG, acronym for the name of our show. We've got our account there at FIAWG. You can also hashtag FIAWG.
Yep.
But if you want to know something,
we'll find it.
Goes directly to us, yeah.
Mention FIAWG. Just whisper it in a mirror and we'll fucking hear.
Yeah.
And we've got a website which you can check the embedded videos on, or through YouTube or Google Plus, or however you find them.
We're going to get the old audios up there too.
Yes.
Maybe even the original audio from 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Or 2 years ago.
I think there was a bit of controversy surrounding the content in it, but we've grown, so I'm happy to put it out. It was so bad it was controversial. It wasn't even controversial. They're just
controversial to us. We were offended by the quality of that.
This is true. Well, I think the main reason was I just went crazy with the sound effects. I had all those buttons and it was just like fucking...
Yeah, I don't know. I was younger. I was stupider though. I thought I thought it was all pretty half-assed all the way through. You're right. The effects were maybe a bit overblown, overdone.
The content and the production, but I think, like I said, we've leaps and bounds between 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And now we're on episode 5, so it's just getting better.
You're welcome, Egypt.
Yeah, there's a dude in a camel somewhere in the back. I don't know where he is.
I think he's behind me.
My
seat's blocking him.
Well, he's probably ridden away, right?
Alright, let's see if we can find him. Can you see him yet?
Hey, camel guy.
No, it's not. Fuck. It's a small caravan we've got out here in Egypt, so I'm having trouble moving around.
There he is.
Hey. How you doing, man?
I'm doing alright. It's a bit hot around here.
Yeah. I agree. Fucking hell.
So, we do have, we're fortunate enough to have some supporters. Every episode seems to attract a different kind of sponsor. I can't really speak too much about the sponsors we had last week, but they're not really on board with us anymore.
Yep, they're assholes. No loyalty. Who can't tough it out, right?
Yeah.
Trial and error, alright? So, I think last week's, I checked them, we're up to like 40 views on YouTube.
Alright.
Not enough, apparently.
No.
For,
I don't even want to mention them.
Webcam Hammer.
Yeah.
And,
Webcam Hammer were the worst. They pulled out
sucked.
like about a minute after we finished.
The product did come in handy though.
They did.
But I don't want to big them up, because...
And the other one, I truthfully can't even remember, so...
Yes, they must have been shit.
But we do have...
I've seen an umbrella. Oh, yeah, that's right, I know the guys there.
Yes, right. Your mates, yeah.
Family friends, actually.
Not anymore.
Well, not anymore.
Off the Christmas card list, those guys.
Yeah, that's right, on the cunt list now.
But this week we have another two people who've stepped up to the plate and helped us out.
Great sponsors.
They're behind this episode, so we'll get them on a little bit later.
Be a long and prosperous relationship.
Hopefully they will stick around. And
Mark my words.
I mean, we can get them a few sales here and there, but it will skyrocket.
A few.
That's what I'm saying.
Kevin, if they don't get 1,000 sales apiece from this episode alone,
from the time we said this, 4 minutes into it,
may they drop us off their client list and go to greener pastures, my friend, because Matt and Kev deliver.
Yep. In excess. Like, we don't deliver in excess, but...
Yeah.
Like, not the Australian rock group. Imagine if... Anyway. If I look like I'm a jerk looking off the camera all the time, I'm just checking out some screens and .coms and silicone chips and whatnot.
The point is, we're awesome, we will continue to be awesome, and thank you for tuning in.
And it's because of the people that do support us in whatever capacity that we can actually do this, so... Always happy to have them on side. Let's get on to kind of topics that people can relate to, not
Current
just
events.
us idiots talking about whatever the hell we're talking about.
Well, the big thing
what's been going on?
The big thing at the moment, right now, has to be the plane that went missing.
Yeah, totally.
Has that ever happened before? A plane just, like,
I don't know.
goes missing? I mean, I guess it's not missing, it's like they're pretty sure now that it crashed or blew up in some capacity. In fact, can we...
But there's no fragments, or?
Is it unprofessional just to go to the web really quickly and just double check if there's any updates on this? Because as of a few hours ago when I checked it, they literally had not found a trace of it. They're not 100% on if it blew up in the sky or if it crashed in the sea or even 48 hours later. I've never seen anything like it.
No wreckage found.
No updates there.
Oh, so it's still going.
It's still going. 48 hours now?
They're saying now it may have turned back, but then wouldn't they have just found it where it took off?
May have turned back. Now, how could that be the case? Because they didn't have time to even send out a mayday or anything.
I know, but if they would have turned back, then yeah, they would have just... Someone's got a phone. Yeah, we're still here.
Yeah.
Don't know, but that is a very interesting thing. I'm not sure if they're saying it's been hijacked or crashed or...
I think there was, when it first happened, because it is strange for there to be an issue and there not be a mayday unless it went out of nowhere and
or Twilight Zone shit.
You mean
like William Shatner?
What?
Yeah, that Twilight Zone episode where William Shatner sees the gremlin on the wing.
On the plane, yeah.
So anything can happen on... If Twilight Zone's taught me anything, it's that anything can happen. So don't rule out some extraterrestrial activity. That's what I'm saying.
They were initially saying that terrorism wasn't being ruled out, but I think, usually, if it's Al-Qaeda or whatever, they'll take credit.
Yep, exactly.
So I think that's becoming more and more unlikely. And there were two people who had illegal passports, but that doesn't mean they were going to blow up a plane. Right. Plus, they were Asian.
And for what?
Plus, have an Asian terrorist.
Yeah. Well. Yeah, I don't want to say.
If you can think of one, tweet us at FIAWG.
Yeah, let us know if you've ever been in a plane that's been hijacked. We'd like to hear stories.
Especially if it was hijacked by an Asian.
Or yourself. If you've ever hijacked a plane and got any tips, FIAWG on the tweets.
Mm-hmm.
So how many people are on board this air vessel?
240.
240.
Yeah.
I know there's some Australians on there.
Yeah, I've heard there are some, yeah.
And
no New Zealanders, so we're sweet.
Yeah.
Background
on that is Maddie's from New Zealand.
Yeah, it's very true. I mean, it goes without saying it's tragic.
No, but how dope would it be if it wasn't tragic and all of a sudden they just pop up?
And they're actually out on a life raft somewhere.
Just on an island, just hell yeah.
I'm not going to get you to go to the internet again because we've got to kind of keep presenting as opposed to going, but I swear to God, if anyone can go to prisonplanet.com or infowars.com, some of those like conspiracy sites, I bet the conspiracy theorists already have. I'm not predicting they'll have it. I'm saying right now, I bet you 100% there's already some conspiracy theories about.
But why not? Why
they got rerouted to Poland or something?
If they need to do some tests on humans and stuff, why not do that? How else are you going to do it?
Kidnapping.
I don't want to start on this topic because
I guess it would be a kidnapping of some kind. It's kidnapping if you get an airliner.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if there's no evidence, they can't pin it on anybody.
I just think it'd be easier to like kidnap some children, like
yeah,
stealth-wise, like rather than like get a commercial airliner and. But seriously, I don't know.
Nah, I think if you're out of sight in the air and the radars are off, then you're blind. People are blind to find you. If there's no radar and there's no visual sight, then just it's off the grid, done.
Yeah.
I think that's actually quite easy, and if that's the reason why that's gone down, it's actually quite clever.
It is the first time I think in history there's ever been a commercial airliner that literally vanishes without anyone knowing.
What if it like jumped in a space route and they're like, they just think, oh, the rest of the world's gone, and they're the only ones on it, and we think, oh, the plane's disappeared.
This is a more reasonable explanation for it disintegrated in midair.
It's no less plausible.
Seems less plausible.
I don't think so.
Surely.
I think if anything can happen, then it's a 50% chance that it has happened or it has not happened. So, yeah. It could have exploded and then they'll find fragments later on. It could have turned back and then they'll find it.
They haven't even found anything, yeah. That's the other thing about it. Like, it literally has vanished. Like, they thought that there was a door or wing, and then they went and searched back, and nothing.
Crazy.
Nothing. What could make it disintegrate? Like, it's literally just nothing.
Maybe it flew too close to the sun. Maybe it got hit by a solar flare, or I don't know. Many.
Maybe it was Bin Laden. Bin Laden zombie.
Junior
zombie.
But I would like to say abreast of this just for the fact that I said abreast.
Uh-huh.
No, I mean, there's going to be updates and we'll
let you know next week what happens. And to all, family members and stuff who might be watching the show.
Keep in your hearts and in your mind that they could be well off. Like they have, not necessarily have they been disintegrated or whatever, just... Yeah. Maybe
they didn't, yeah. And if anybody watching this has been disintegrated, tweet us.
Yeah, FIAWG on the Twitter.
Yeah.
Let us know how the disintegration went.
That's right.
Or not. Alright.
If anyone hasn't been disintegrated, also tweet us.
At
FIAWG. In fact, if you were a sentient being of any kind...
Would love to hear from you.
With any life experiences or lack thereof...
Yeah. Just get onto Twitter and it's where at FIAWG.
Yeah.
Love to hear from you. Is that you communicating in their language? In clicks and beeps?
Just me being a charming motherfucker, Kevin.
There you go. Just what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And so what else has been going on? Let's not talk about anything in the news apart from that, because like that's the story. But what else has been going on in your world? What have you seen? What's struck your interest?
In my world, well, a highlight of my day today.
Yep.
I needed to make breakfast, as one does.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a bit of an epiphany, really, because like, sometimes I like to make a bacon and egg wrap.
Right.
A maximum of like twice a week, because, I want to be healthy. But it's a bit of somewhat a treat.
Yep.
And usually what I do is I go down to the Coles, where my apartment is, and I go and I...
You go there in the morning before breakfast?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I start late, so...
Gotcha.
Yeah. I have late breakfast, actually. But, I go and I get my eggs and bacon. I already have my eggs already, but I need to go get some bacon. Now, I found that Coles, right, they sell like these $5 or $6 packs of like fucking quite a lot of bacon. Like, you know, talking 16 slices or something. And
fat intact. Fat intact.
Yeah. I use stripped fat. But I never need that much bacon, and if I put it in my fridge, like, you know, after a week, it's gonna give you some, you know, the stomach. But the cheaper ones don't even give you, well, they give you less. No, in fact, no, sorry, not cheaper. There's really nothing cheaper, and the ones that cost around about the same, or maybe $1 more, give you significantly less. So I feel like I'm wasteful, but like I never get the other one. But today I'm like, oh, you know what? Maybe this is better quality bacon, you know? So I paid more for less bacon. Right. It's still decent now, bacon. Fuck, it was good. It's worth it, man. It changed the experience of that wrap. Like, the bacon, like, became... It used to be a wrap with, like, bits of bacon in it from Coles. Like, Coles bacon. But now with these other... And I'm sorry, I forgot the company name, so I can't plug you. But, like, the bits of bacon were, like, really thick and, like, fat. And like, they became, like, a part of the wrap. You know? And they made the wrap itself like just denser and better, and it's just... So it was less of a food supplement and more of an experience. Yeah, if you're just getting like sliced bread or whatever, go with like the brand shit, like or the non-branded shit, like the generic, just with whatever supermarket stuff. But for other stuff, man, you know what? That's my big tip of the week. Don't be afraid to shell out a few extra dollars for... Go premium. Yeah, go premium. Go premium, especially with bacon. Was it Australian bacon? I'm going to say yes. But I didn't even check that. Maybe it was from England. And if it was, then the English are better. I don't know. I think there's a barrier there as well, that if it's imported, then there'll be that import tax on there, which could make it more expensive. So you'll be spending more for essentially the same thing. But if you compare something from the two same places, then go premium. What countries produce the best bacon? I think Canada is the most famous for their Canadian bacon. They make good maple syrup. I haven't really heard much about their bacon. That's good bacon. But Australia do as well. We're known for it? We have a reputation, or we just do? No, we're known, we're ruled now for our bacon. Okay. Like Don's lean bacon. Throwing it out there. Don, if you're listening, hit us up on Twitter. We're at FIAWG. And maybe we'll give you sponsorship. And if Kevin Bacon's watching, hit us up. Well, you give us sponsorship, I should say. What did you say? We'll give you a sponsorship. Maybe we can work something out. Maybe we can mutually come to an agreement. We just need to see how many Muslims are watching us. Yeah, if you're watching us, they don't eat bacon, right? What about Hindus? Hindus don't eat beef. Muslims don't eat bacon. I think both. I think both. Okay. Any Muslims watching, tweet us at FIAWG and let us know, confirm what's not allowed in your diet. Any Jewish people during certain times. Don't touch the ham. Don't touch the pork. What is it about pig meat that so many people don't do? They are quite smart pigs. I think they're on the level of dogs in terms of intelligence. Okay. There was that movie where that little one was like, you can talk and everything. Oh yeah. It was clever. Okay, I forgot about that. Okay. I don't know if that's why initially though. I don't know if like the ancient Jews or Muslims or Hindus knew anything about how intelligent animals were. If it was just, I know in Hindus isn't like a cow or an elephant. Well, it's definitely an elephant, but isn't a cow one of their gods? Yeah, a lot of different things. Or whatever. Yeah, a lot of different rats and stuff. But different places see different things in different species. Well, religion's just silly. Yeah, anything that's kind of restrictive is I don't really understand, because you should be able to make your own rules. If I don't want to eat, I don't know. If I don't want to eat warheads, if it was served in a restaurant, I'm not saying your own, but would you eat a dog? If it was... No, I wouldn't. Now, is that because you don't think it would taste good, or is it because... I don't want to go there. See, I was thinking about the other day, because someone was saying, oh, you know what, we say that certain countries are weird for the diets or whatever, but, some countries think we're weird for not eating a dog or whatever. Yeah. I would be fine with eating a dog. Alright, not my friend's dog, my dog, but, again, pigs are there's a lot of really intelligent animals that we kill and eat. I would eat dog meat at a restaurant. I wouldn't want them to be just like farmers and stuff. I wouldn't want them to be mistreated and have a bad life before they die. Which I'm sure a lot of the animals I eat do have shitty lives. But get me to sign a petition, and I'll try and stop that.
Yeah.
But in terms of just eating the animal, I'm not a hypocrite. I'll eat a dog.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Different countries are in Switzerland. They have because they don't have the same animals in abundance or even in minimal numbers. So they have a lot of horses and rabbits. So that's that's like pork and beef for us.
Horse meat. That's another thing. Wasn't there like a big controversy about horse meat in McDonald's or whatever? Or
yeah, they've been doing it for a long time in pies and stuff. Just because it's like the surplus meats.
But it was scandalous, like horse meat. It's like, well, why is it a scandal that horse meat got into the fast food? Is it unhealthy horse meat?
The problem is they don't say it's in there, and then all of a sudden, because it's cheaper, they throw it in. I think if they came out with the McHorse burger, then like people may not buy it, but they wouldn't get in trouble for it because they're saying what it is. But I wouldn't. I don't. Where I stand on that is I wouldn't eat a dog because I haven't eaten one before, so I don't feel like I need to
expand
cross that.
Horizons there. Yeah. I'm not saying I'm keen. I'm not saying I'm going to go and try to. Actually, if I'm ever in China, whatever, maybe it's to see what it's like. Maybe I will go out of my way to do it. I don't know.
It's it's a weird thing because there's no right and wrong. There's basically if you believe something or if you're following something, then there's a right and wrong. But who's to say if that's...
Who?
The thing is, if there was a poisonous animal, then it's like, well, you don't eat that because it's poisonous.
Oh, of course, yeah, that makes sense.
So then everything should be fair game. If it fits, it fits. Yeah. So that was your baking experience?
Yeah.
I like it.
Go for the more expensive stuff.
How do you do your eggs in it scrambled and all wrapped up?
No, we talked about this a while ago, me and you, how I was saying, can you make the perfect egg?
I don't remember this at all.
Oh, well, this is... it wasn't recorded, so we're not treading on ground, but I asked Kevin if he could make the perfect egg, and he said he could. The yolk's all spread around and stuff, and like, with the white, and it's all kind of blended into one. I'm like, well, it's not really the perfect egg. In fact, it's a broken egg, essentially. I'm talking about, like, here's, like you see in a cartoon, like, oh, here's the white, and here's the blue yolk in the middle. And Kevin pointed out to me correctly that perfect is, especially with food, it's...
In the eye of the beholder.
Eye of the beholder. So he says, his is a perfect egg, and I think he's right. But personally, I try and make it look exactly like the perfect egg that I can. So, like, I crack it, I put it into a bowl, and I try and, like, make it so the yolk gets out, and then I try and, like, position it so the yolk gets, like, right in the middle of the white.
Wow.
So I might even cook the white separately for a bit to kind of get it solid, and then I'll, like, put on the yolk.
Serious?
Yeah, really. I don't always succeed, but I do my best.
Yeah.
And if I break the yolk, often I'll just, like, chuck it in the sink and get a new one and try and... I'll waste egg over trying to get the perfect one. If I break it twice in a row, then I'll go, oh, fuck it, whatever ones these come out as things, because I can't waste too much money, but...
Should scramble them.
I really care. I really care about the perfect egg. I used to scramble my eggs, and it's all good. I'll probably go back to it. There's nothing wrong with scrambled egg, if you intend to scramble it.
Yep.
I used to get a scrambled egg toasty when I was working at the telco place that we used to... Can we say...
No, I'll grab it.
No, okay. Used to get a scrambled egg toasty.
You are.
Sorry?
Just plain.
Used to get a scrambled egg toasty every day. Not every day, but many mornings.
Yeah.
Is this stimulating conversation for people watching? Do you care what I...
don't know. I was thinking in the back of my head, is it or not? And then I'm thinking, well, people post Instagram pictures of their breakfast.
So why can't we do a podcast
exactly
talking about it?
Exactly. Cut us a break.
Yeah.
But speaking of cutting into a break, let's get these first sponsors on because I know we did agree that they're going to come on before the 30-minute mark and we're kind of getting close to it.
Okay.
Unless you have anything else to add to your bacon epic adventure.
I thought that was very thorough. I hope you agree.
Yeah. I'm just going to put on this this pre-recorded little message that they helped us put together.
Good read this week, I thought.
Yeah. So yeah, let's get them on and hopefully we'll see what comes out of this ad.
Have you tried golf, but you're not very good at golf and you don't want to practice because you're lazy?
Yeah.
Well, now you have Magnet Golf Ball.
What?
Magnet Golf Ball, brought to you from a hole in none. With Magnet Golf Ball, it's a golf ball that has a magnet attached to it, okay? So now, when your friends aren't watching, you put a magnet in the hole, then you get your Magnet Golf Ball, then you hit the ball, and then the ball goes into the hole because it's got a magnet on it, and magnets are attracted to each other, so it works. It's a good idea. Go to holeinone.com today.
Yeah, good people. The people at Hole in None.
The read at the end, the guy said hole in one, not hole in none.
Yeah.
He messed it up.
Yeah.
We should write into them and get them to give us a better read.
Well, funnily enough, they did actually send
Guys,
us. They sent us an alternate copy.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So just for the sake of it, I mean, no extra charge or anything, but we'll get this one on, and then maybe out of in post production we can edit the first one.
Yeah. We'll do that. Hey, have you tried playing golf?
Yeah.
But you aren't very good at golf and you don't want to practice and get better. Well, now you have Magnet Golf Ball thing from a hole in none. Magnet Golf Ball is a golf ball with a magnet on it. So next time you're playing golf, when your friends aren't watching, you get the golf ball magnet and put the magnet in the hole, and then you hit the ball, and the ball has the magnet on it, so it goes in the hole, because magnets are attracted to each other.
Oh, yeah.
Go to holeinone.com today and get your Magnet Golf Ball. It's a hole in...
So...
Oh, that's a good ad. That's a good ad.
Hole in None.
They're good people.
Yeah, innovation's coming out of that place.
I think they had a jingle, and I was anticipating the jingle because it was really good.
Yeah.
And I started singing it to myself because I really liked the jingle. And then I forgot they sent us the version without the jingle because they wanted to go that route, and I forgot.
Yeah. But I think they're double airtime, more than made up for that. So
yeah.
So yeah, if you're an amateur golfer or just budding to be one, check them out. holeinone.com. That's com with a K for legal reasons.
Yeah, very good. Good sponsors.
Yeah.
They'll be with us for many years to come.
Yeah. Or maybe not after that display.
I'm just passionate about the product, that's all.
Yeah. So we were talking off air earlier about I think we just basically summed it down to law and order and justice, and let's talk about
now
that.
I read read a story on Huffington Post before we went to air. Man who killed 7 at Brown's Chicken Restaurant awarded $451,000 in a civil lawsuit. First of all, headline's a little bit deceiving because it makes you think that maybe he killed some people in a restaurant, and then he also ate some chicken that was bad chicken, so he got $450,000 out of it.
Okay. He
killed people in '93, and I don't think any reasonable person would actually assume that happened. But the headline is,
I actually did.
That's what you thought?
Yeah.
Okay, well there you go. So some people do think that. Now this guy killed 7 people in a restaurant in '93. I assume it was a shootout. I didn't actually read that thoroughly. Because the story wasn't about this. I didn't read it. Just didn't really go into the original crime. But I assume maybe it was a robbery or a spree killing or something.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, this guy goes to prison, and then
in the States, yeah.
In the States, yeah.
Yep.
And then at some point, a prison guard punches him in the face. Recently,
Right.
He breaks a jaw or whatever,
Right.
and he gets awarded $450,000 in a civil lawsuit. He's still in prison, but they don't know really where the money's going to go at this point. But the families of the victims of the shooter weren't too happy about that because you can imagine if you kill 7 people, don't you deserve a punch in the face every now and again?
I'm not going to disagree with that.
No, but at the same time, I guess he gets a sentence, and a sentence is a sentence. Anything beyond that, it's not cool for the guards to go around. What do you think? What do you think of that verdict?
I don't think it's a bad verdict, a bad settlement or payout or whatever. Because if he's killed 7 people, presumably he's got life in jail, so he's not going to come back out. So
Yeah.
the family of that man would, out of no fault of their own, be suffering because now their son's a murderer. So it's not that unjust for them to get a bit of money.
I don't think it's going to his family.
So where's it going? He's locked up. What's he going to do?
They don't really
Buy
know.
extra
It
candy
might
bars?
go toward paying for the expense of having him as a prisoner, the article said. Which seems weird. Like, oh, yeah, police... Like, how do they... Because it's... I guess the $451,000 is about punishing the police. They take it from them and they
give it
put it
back to themselves.
To pay for the guy's prison fees, which... Or expenses of having him incarcerated, which would have been footed by the government anyway. Doesn't really seem to make a lot of sense.
Like a lot of
Couldn't
related...
it go to the money of the victims? Like, of the victims' families?
Nah. I personally don't think so. Okay, if you got punched in the face while you're an inmate, that must be for some reason, right?
Well, not necessarily. Maybe the guy was just a dick.
Yeah. I don't know. I'd like to know a bit more about the story before I throw my 2 cents in.
Yeah, I browsed the article. I skimmed it, so I couldn't really break it down. But
So is the overarching theme or question, is it, should he have been awarded this money, or what else should have happened? Like, what else could you do?
yeah, should he have been awarded the money? Really, like, isn't it a bit messed up to be?
But what else could he have got? If he's brought that up, they've got it on CCTV or whatever, like the cops or the security guards, totally out of bounds, then what's the alternate to him getting a bit of money?
Fire the guard?
Yeah. Yeah.
Give him some jaw soothing cream to make the
Wait,
hurt less.
if the guard is the one who
$450,000 is a bit
out
of a
of
steep.
his pocket,
No, it wouldn't come out of the guard's pocket.
out of the supervising body.
Yeah, I don't know.
Alright.
Yeah. But what was I just going to say?
I think there's the headline is just sensationalized.
$450,000 though. That seems like a bit much for a punch in the face. I'm not saying it's nice to get punched in the face, but if I punched you in the face right now, Kevin, like a good one, $450K.
Yeah. It's because it's high profile.
Well, I guess it would because it's on film. Shut our viewers might go up a bit though if we did that. Do you want to do it?
If we reach 450 subscribers.
Celebrate by me punching you in the face.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
But yeah, I don't know. Like I said just before, I think the headline is sensationalized, and I think the case is because it was so high profile that they had to, make a big thing of it. So I was like, all this money. Like,
Most headlines are sensationalized, really. Have you ever read,
yeah, but I'm sure stuff like that happens all the time. But because it's not a 7-time killer or whatever, that doesn't get mentioned, and doesn't get 450K.
Yeah.
That's a bit crazy.
Like, once I read a headline that said, 13-year-old boy in Canada blows up. And I clicked it, was just a story about Justin Bieber, hitting the mainstream.
Yeah.
So it was like spontaneous combustion.
Speaking of newspapers, sorry, I'll get a bit closer to the mic. Speaking of newspapers, have you seen there's a new newspaper in circulation in Australia?
No, I haven't, Kevin. Please tell me more.
But that's basically all I know. But
Okay.
what's it called?
He's just using the word again. Sorry.
The Saturday paper
Okay.
is what it's called. So obviously it's weekly.
Alright.
And the whole thing of it is they had ads saying this is not the Daily Telegraph or this is not your grandfather's paper. Like they're trying to be the new cool, hip cats on the block. But why I brought this up is why are they even bringing out newspapers when the print and magazines and newspapers is a total dying
That's exactly
medium?
what I was going to say. It's not your father's paper. Well, it kind of is.
Because
my father got a newspaper and I don't. So I'm not buying newspapers not because I don't think the newspapers right now are good enough. I'm not buying them because I don't fucking buy newspapers, period.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's the best newspaper ever. I'm going to go to their website.
No, that's...
Don't have a website, then I'm not going to check them out.
This is a good lead-in because I exactly think that's their strategy is to get all this hype by doing all this on-street stuff, like posters and so they've already got the iPad and the mobile web and the web versions. So as soon as this sensational stuff dies down and the buzz is gone, then they'll be like, well, we're just another .com. So So I think that's where that's going. But I don't know. I think it's a misled marketing campaign to do all this shit for saying a product you're going to have to pull anyway.
I see the theory that you're presenting there. I still think it would be way better to just start a website. Like, Andrew Sullivan has the Dish. Like, he's got a big subscriber base. It started on the web, and now he kind of gets people to pay a nominal fee. There's Glenn Greenwald, the guy who broke the NSA story.
Yep.
He hasn't started, but he's joined like a startup website called The Intercept, which is like pure online journalism.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to go. I think that's the way things are going.
But this kind of worked because they had all this money backing it, the big promotion that they did, where they hit the street and like they lined the fucking walls and streets of Sydney and Melbourne, whatever. And then once they got all that buzz, everybody bought the first copy. Just the first Saturday that it came out, everyone was like, "Oh, well, I'll check it out. It's like 80 cents or whatever the fuck it is." And then they took those numbers and they're like, "Look at this! All these numbers happened." And then the second one came out, and this combined is like proving that we're on an upward slope.
So they actually did have a successful launch. They made a profit out of their prints.
Not off the print, but they made a profit off having so much interest that then they could sell buying for it. So then they got all these sponsors and shit. And once all that's locked down, all the contracts are signed, I'm pretty sure they're going to pull out of the game. It's pretty,
crafty.
It's crafty, but I just think it's for the wrong reasons. If you're clever enough to put something like that together, just go forward. Stop going like 2 steps back to... Anyway.
Yeah.
I just don't like people tricking motherfuckers to take their money.
Look, speaking of current events in the news, Kevin has a news story which I know nothing about, which he's going to educate me on.
And Kevin knows nothing about.
Why do you do this every move show? We discuss it.
It's my bad memory. I've got it written down.
Yeah.
Oh, the Platinum Eye Chick. Yes. I love this. This is my favourite shit ever. Not ever, but...
I'm leaning too far away from the microphone, but I'm not going to be speaking.
Alright, I got this. So, I'm not even sure where she's from, but this young lady had cosmetic surgery, to improve in her eyes. Okay, so what they did, platinum, the metal substance.
Yep.
Little shard of platinum, maybe about a centimetre by a centimetre, in the shape of a heart. Just thin, like minusculely thin. They cut open her eyeball and inserted this into her eye and then put it back over. So now she's chilling, no loss of sight, no medical issues at all, with a bit of platinum shaped like a heart in her eye. Fuck yeah.
What did the platinum do?
Nothing, it just chills her.
Chills her?
It's just like a cosmetic enhancement.
Oh, so you can... What makes your pupil look like a heart?
No, like in the white bit, whatever the white bit's called, it just sits in there.
Yeah.
So if she's like looking there, then you can see this little
So
bling
it's
bling.
piercing for the eyeball.
It's like an implant.
Earring. But for your... It's an eyeing.
It's like a metal tattoo in the eyeball. And then, so, like, if
Gross, man.
Nah, but if you see it, you're like, oh, why the hell not? People get breast augmentations.
Can you have a picture?
Yeah, people get, like, all kinds of cosmetic surgery, like, if it makes them feel like it's...
What specialist did she go to for this?
Oh, yeah.
I love how you said she's a lady.
With a platinum eye. But then, so a follow-up from that is... They said, well, are you happy with it? She's like, yeah, it's great. I don't know why I'm saying in that voice, so I just read it. But she wants to get it removed and get a star instead of a heart put in her eye. I just think it's dope.
She must have quite a lot of money to be doing this.
Yeah, look at that. See?
Yeah.
I can't really show... Look at that. Come on. That's something.
Yeah, it's something alright.
If you're... Well...
Do you know how much she paid for this?
$3,000.
This is not as much as I would think.
It was a 1 minute long procedure.
It's still quite a lot.
This is
not as much as I thought.
But this is why I reckon it's dope.
Surgery.
She said it's going to be a conversation maker. I will be able to tell people. It will be unique. It will be sort of my unique factor. And if she's willing to go through that, probably it was like her face was under, so she wouldn't have even felt it. But if she's willing to do that and she's got the money, why not?
I guess.
He injected anaesthetic into her eye to numb the area. And then $3,000, what's that? And now she's a fucking post it up everywhere. What? There's like pictures, like, Google this.
Low self-esteem, I reckon.
Oh, well,
You don't need an eye platinum thing to be beautiful.
but it helps. People paint their nails. You could be like, well, you don't need to paint your nails.
I had a thing for like a few days where like, I painted like one nail red.
You're not recording, right?
Yeah. I was just like trying to, start a thing.
Start a thing. I remember dudes used to paint their nails black.
Oh yeah, like God,
Wasn't cool.
yeah. But I wasn't trying to join a movement. I was trying to be a movement. Like yeah, that's right. Maybe I'll do it again.
Yeah. Did you wear it out?
Yeah, a few nights.
Mhm. Each to his own. So that's
I
that.
thought it was stupid after a while too. Just,
If anyone wants to follow up on that story, Google. I looked up lady with platinum eye implant, and you should be able to find it. I reckon that's cool. You might not feel it, but I'm a fan for. It hasn't been done. I can do it. Why not give it a go?
Yeah. Okay.
Could have fucked up. She could be like not seeing or half a loopy face or whatever, but it all worked out well, and I'm happy for her. So we're at about 40 minutes now.
Sponsor.
Mm-hmm. I'm actually a big fan of these guys.
Yep, me too. I like the fact that their ads
Have jingles in them.
yeah, and they're really well produced and
Yeah. The actual the graphic they sent over, you can tell they really worked on that as well.
Yeah.
I think they've actually got a new graphic design department there. And they've really worked with like getting the full story of the company into the artwork.
Well, let's not keep them waiting anymore.
Yeah, let's get it right on there because man.
Have you tried e-cigarettes?
Yeah.
But you feel like you don't get the burn that you miss from a real cigarettes.
You know that.
Well, now you can try tobacco cigarettes from Smokewise. Wow, 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 wow.
Smokewise.
Smokewise is kind of like an e-cigarette, except instead of putting e-stuff in it, you put tobacco in it.
Oh.
Think of it like a rollable cigarette, except you'll never have to roll again. Whenever you're out of tobacco, just refill your cigarette with tobacco again, and then smoke it again.
Oh, wow.
It's a good idea. Go to smokewise.com. Bow, wow, wow, wow.
Smokewise. Yeah.
Smooth.
Yeah.
Smooth because it was smoothly recorded in advance by Smokewise.
Yeah, they did well. But then they just sent us over the clip, and then we get it out to you.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, a bit of...
And by the way, healthier too for you.
Then the e-cigarettes.
Yes.
What do you think of e-cigarettes?
Oh, they're fine, I guess. My flatmate used to have one. I tried it a couple times. It just feels weird though. Like I wouldn't sit down with a bottle of wine and not a bottle of wine, sorry, a glass of wine. A glass of wine and with an e-cigarette. It just like it's like funny. It's just vapor, but it actually each inhale feels stronger. It's like oh jeez. Like, at least have you ever tried one?
Yeah. Like what I like about it is if you're indoors and you can't smoke, like you see people all the time, like sitting at a club and watching sit-down music or whatever. Just instead of not doing it.
Like I think they're going to try and start outlawing that in a lot of places.
They can't.
They already have in the States.
They can't. Fuck off. Why?
Well, because they arbitrary laws. Like it doesn't have to be a good reason.
Unless you can prove a health risk, there's no reason at all.
Oh, no, you don't have
just
to.
because
no, you don't have to prove a health
just because
risk.
motherfuckers in suits don't want.
You don't have to
they
prove
can't
a
look
health
cool.
risk to pass a stupid
Oh no,
law.
that's fucked.
Yeah,
Sorry,
you can only
excuse my
it wasn't
language.
magically. You can only pass laws if they're practical. Like that's
World to be a different place.
No,
I can't believe it. I can't believe they can even think, entertain that thought.
words. Mark 'em. But
So are you saying
they already
that-
have in the States. There's already some places that are saying you can't smoke e-cigarette indoors.
Holy moly!
It's the smoking industry, man. They don't. But with Smokewise, you can actually still smoke them indoors, just like e-cigarettes.
But you will get thrown out.
Yeah, the one catch. No, because they haven't. There's no law specifically that says you can't smoke-wise, so it's a loophole for now until we make the law.
Yeah, so get yours quick.
Yep.
Smokewise.com with a K.
And they also are a rich source of vitamin C.
Little known fact.
Mm-hmm.
What I find strange about e-cigarettes is that they got their flavours. They got like strawberry and watermelon and mint.
But I've never had a strawberry that tastes like water vapor going in the back of my throat.
Yeah, I guess the idea of it is that you get the nicotine hit without the
some of them don't have
tobacco
nicotine in
effects.
them, alright? Some of it's just like
That's
feeling
ridiculous.
of...
Why do that?
Well, no, I actually agree because I think the reason I'm addicted to smoking is mainly habitual, like just the feeling of having it there as opposed to nicotine. Like, I can, if I'm sitting like not doing anything, and like let's say I've got a wine as well, like I actually really want a cigarette right now.
Like a bottle of
wine. Yeah, or like I'm going through like a half bottle or something.
Cask.
Full cask. Either way, like if I've got even a glass of wine, I can like maybe get through 3 cigarettes from that, and I will fucking chain it because it's like the feeling of like a glass of wine in the hand and a cigarette in the other.
Yep.
Now, whereas I'm at work, right, I have like 2 or 3 cigarettes over the course of a full shift, and I'm not like each break busting for my cigarette shit's been hours. I usually like it's just that. Yeah, when I've got like the glass of wine or the coffee or whatever, like I've got more of a habitual, like I just need to have a cigarette in the other hand. It's not actually a physical addiction.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it is a physical addiction, but not to the degree of the amount of cigarettes I would go through in an average day.
Yeah, but for the people, so if their physical addiction is, if they're working, get out of the office and go around the corner and have a cigarette, then they could do exactly the same thing, get the same fix by having an e-cigarette. Or going there and playing with a yo-yo or doing whatever. So for those people, I think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
But for someone who's looking to, blaze, it's kind of useless. Can I just say it's getting rather hot in here?
Yep. Well, it is Egypt.
Yeah. Hopefully next week we can come from underwater or the ice caps or something. Yeah. Because it's getting damn hot.
But it's alright. We only have 15 minutes, 40 minutes to go. We can tough it out.
I hope people that are watching this are enjoying it enough to want to subscribe to our YouTube channel or follow us on Twitter or
at FIAWG.
Yep. However, you can stay in contact so that we can keep bringing you the quality, and also so we can keep progressing this. I've seen like literally upgrades around here every week. And it's getting to a point where I'm happy.
We're not saying it's the best web show on the net, but we could sit down and like try and brainstorm every week and like how we're going to make it, excellent, and then like put up an episode like a year later and it would still be shit because you got to actually practically do it.
Yep.
So our philosophy is just like we're going to start doing it, we're going to keep doing it, we're going to just make it bit better every time. That's what I was doing with my YouTube channel before I decided to basically dump it and do this instead because I thought this was just a stronger premise. But yeah, like I think that this so far has been better than the last one we put out. Time will tell. I need to actually watch this.
Yep.
I might take it all back, but I think we're trending in the right direction. I think the image quality is certainly better.
As far as I'm concerned,
aesthetics are definitely better.
From the tech side, like I'm loving this a lot more. We're crisp. Crisp. Good word, crisp.
Content, time will tell.
Yeah.
Sponsors were better.
Sponsors are really great this time.
Yeah. Not shitty, like those other assholes we had last week.
So hard to work with.
Oh.
Wouldn't answer the calls and then all of a sudden we just got that cease and desist. Fuckers. But yeah, there's always places where we can go to. But what I like is we're not getting advice from anybody who's done this or who knows what plug goes in where. Like we just make shit up and then it comes out. So it's our show the way that we want this to look and function.
Yeah.
And that's quite strong in a day where everything's basically cookie cutted now. So you want to you start up a soccer league or a soccer team, and then you look at what's the most successful players, and then you teach that to the players.
Yeah,
that's the way people fucking live their lives now. But when you do this, you're like, what technology have we got? What kind of skills and assets can we bring to it? Let's do this show. Let's upgrade this and this, like our way. That's dope.
What would happen if you got like, let's say, what's a team sport?
Lacrosse.
Lacrosse. Perfect. Okay. Let's say you got a lacrosse team, all right, and you got like David Beckham, Tiger Woods, like a really good rugby player, like you just got like you got
Lomu,
yeah, John Lomu, Bob when he was younger,
Ronaldo,
or some of the guys that we had. I forget the New Zealand
yeah.
names, or like Michael Phelps. You got a bunch of really awesome.
Michael
sportsmen.
Phelps wouldn't show up.
Huh?
Michael Phelps wouldn't show up.
Because he don't know.
Yeah.
Isn't that lame that he did that once? Now he's known as the stoner guy.
But he should wear that. He should so wear it.
But you got all these people, like got the best sportsmen from all these different sports, and then put all of them into a sport that they don't actually specialise in or play, and just got them all to like lacrosse together. I wonder what it would look like. Do you reckon like they would do better than like a team of average lacrosse players, but who did actually play lacrosse?
I think if you threw them on the field and just went go, then that would fucking suck. But
you got to each them a week to practice?
Yeah, because what makes a good sportsman, it's not so much the physical, it's about like mentally preparing themselves and learning how they fit in and what skills they need to do.
I'd prefer to just throw them on the field though, because that would be very funny. That would be so funny.
But what I'm picturing is like,
like oh,
and he starts to kick it, and then someone picks it up and starts to run with it. Dude's doing like the
because it's so funny about seeing people who are usually at the peak of the peak just be awful.
Well, like Michael Jordan when he all of a sudden, well, not all of a sudden,
baseball.
but when he came back on that, yeah.
Wasn't he underrated though?
Well, he used to be a real good baseball player, but then he like.
Oh really?
Yeah, but then obviously he didn't practice for a long time.
Okay, I mean, I read an article that he actually had kind of an underrated run in baseball.
He wasn't bad, but because he wasn't like the Michael Jordan of baseball, then they were like,
yeah, right.
Yeah, but
I could have seen that one coming though, surely.
But the reason he did it is that was one of his goals to play baseball, major league. Mm-hmm. So he checked it off his list. Why not? And he didn't suck at it. Yeah. It just takes a couple of seconds worth of footage, and they put that together as a highlight reel, and then all of a sudden you suck.
Yeah.
And then he came back to basketball. That didn't work out either. But man, when you've lived such an accomplished life and had a career, that's fucking do what you want. He's got nothing to prove.
Yeah. Mike Tyson playing lacrosse, now that would be good.
Yeah. I can't even imagine it.
It's a stupid idea, but I'd like to see it done.
It does sound like a sponsor we're going to have next week.
If Bill Gates and Warren Buffett can get together and like pay their sportsmen to do that for my amusement, I'd appreciate it.
Yeah. So what do you reckon is the way forward from here, show wise?
Look, I mean, I still like the live stream idea. Obviously, we need to get some followers first. So I think me and you, just behind the scenes, we need to figure out some ways to market ourselves. Mm-hmm. A bit. That'll be this week's goal, and we'll kind of give you guys an update on that next week.
Yep.
As well, how our marketing's going. But once we've got a bit of a following, like I reckon we try and get a live stream sorted out so we can get some participation.
Yep, totally.
One thing we tried to do this week, which we couldn't last minute, we tried to even get friends and family to just like write in topic ideas. But if anyone does actually end up seeing this on the web or whatever, feel free to tweet.
Absolutely do it, man.
Yeah,
We'd appreciate
let us know like, anything you want us to talk about.
Yeah. Tell us to go fuck ourselves. Just make that contact.
One thing I also like to point out as well is that right now no one's watching. So if you do tweet us, you will get mentioned on the next show. Whether it's like, let's say you wait for a few weeks, a few months, a few years, and we catch on, you tweet us, right under the fucking rug. We're not...
What's great on that point is if someone tweets you now and they get a mention, and then this is like, it's the thing. Then they're like, hey, I was like the first mention.
Yeah.
I'll fucking even write in for that. I can see that our first tweet and mention is probably going to be from a spam bot.
Yeah.
So get ready to plug some kind of virus.
All right.
But yeah.
Actually, should we give a mention to who's that guy following us on Twitter? I think he is basically spamming because he's trying to get followers by following people. I'm dissing our only follower.
we get what we can.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen who it is. So.
Well, I'll give him a plug. Okay.
So what I'd like to not every week do like live stream, like video streams, so that way the Twitter interactions can happen in real time.
Sasha Conker. Follow anyone watching. Follow at Sasha Conker to show how much we like him.
It'll zoom in. Just hold it there for a while.
Is that... Yeah.
Yeah, they get the point.
Is it? All right.
Yeah. Props to that guy.
Thanks, Sasha. Thanks for following us.
Yeah.
And
Number 1.
The other 2,809 people you follow, throwing it about there, but okay.
Yeah.
It's alright. It's alright.
Yeah.
I'll tweet him tonight, or when the show's up, to show him the mention.
Yep. At the 55-minute mark.
Send your friends.
So that's good. We've got so when people are watching us and they've seen like the upgrades and stuff. So since we've gone to this format, we've got the new logo.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of happy with that sitting. We got our web all sorted out.
And we've got 5 minutes remaining, so you know what else we've got.
Prediction. So let's wrap up this episode with our predictions from last week and our predictions for this week.
Alright, so my prediction last week was that, I did rewatch last night, I might get some of the details wrong, but that Cate Blanchett, who just won an Oscar, she would have her Oscar stolen by a... I don't think I said
a politician or something?
Maybe, but it would be bought off eBay by a doctor from Canberra.
Something like that, yeah.
Or was it a judge? I think it was a judge from Canberra, not a doctor. Either way, it didn't fucking happen, so, sorry for that.
Anything close?
Did someone steal something?
Didn't she hand it... No, somebody... I wasn't
Jared Leto broke his Oscar. He dinged it.
Yeah. So, yeah, you're pretty much off the mark there.
Well, yeah, sorry. I was so sure, I had a gut feeling.
And I had predicted that on March the 9th, there would be newsworthy news about a hang glider of some descript. And I've seen nothing, but now I just see this, which is hang gliding news from the Oz report on Monday, March the 10th, which is the next day. What happened? A paraglider survived a 300-foot drop.
What was your prediction about the hang glider?
Just that there'll be like some innovation, like there'll be some new advancement in hang glide technology or
well, he
use
survived. It's unlikely.
Yeah.
It's not really newsworthy though. It just went up on the hang gliding.
I'd put it in the not really category.
Not really category. Okay.
No. Still, we're bound to hit one time.
Yeah. I reckon we keep the segment going until we get kind of an actual hit once.
One that's like decently on the point.
Yeah.
So let us know your prediction for next week or for this week to come. Prediction.
Okay. So on the fly. Now I'm going to try and do a real one this week. I'm going to try and do something that could actually plausibly happen. So
We have 2 minutes collectively.
2 minutes collectively? 2 minutes apiece or 2 minutes between us?
Just go.
Okay, sorry. I think that there will be something to do with a politician and drugs.
Okay. Any countries or just...
It will be like in the Americas. I'm actually going to say Britain or the Americas. So it could be Britain, or it could be the US, or it could be like, Mexico, South America.
Okay.
Like Spanish type countries and stuff.
Cool.
Alright.
And my prediction is, I think something around Red Bull, the energy drink company, is gonna break out. It's gonna be a
With a new flavour?
No, like the behind closed door shit. One of the suits is gonna...
Red Bull specifically, or a energy drink company?
No, Red Bull.
Very specific.
Yep.
Because we're trying to get hits now, Kevin. There's no more like...
I feel it.
Okay, alright.
Yep. My intuition, my spidey sense is tingling.
And when I said I'm going to include Britain, I wasn't saying that I think Britain is part of the Americas. I know they're in Europe. I'm just saying like kind of a mainstream Western kind of country.
Just the powerhouses.
Yeah. So not Australia, not New Zealand, but not Asia or China or the big kind of Eastern countries either. But
English speaking, that's not Australia.
English speaking and not Europe except for England, because England's kind of like they're more mainstream. And the Americans, because I said the Americans, I know like South America isn't particularly influential. I'm sorry, South America, if you're watching this.
They are, but in different ways.
In different ways, they're good at soccer.
Yep. Not so much in the politics. So let's wrap this up. Thanks to our two sponsors, Holy Nun and the other, Smokewise.
Smokewise.
The great people over there. Thanks
Great
to our viewers, to our one Twitter follower.
Yeah, well, we've got a few, but he's one of the... Hold on. Do we have a little bit more? We have 20 seconds. Who else is following us on Twitter? Let's give them all shout-outs.
And so, shout-outs to ourselves. On Twitter, I'm Kevin J. Dreberg, which is IE, and this is Matt with 2 T's, all good.
At Real Matt Orchard.
Real Matt Orchard.
Do you know Gra Healy?
Yes, I do.
You know him personally?
Yeah.
Okay, well, thanks for following us too, bro, but...
Peace. We're out.
Alright, bye.